It's the Mustang Insider Show.
All right, we welcome you to another edition of the Mustang Insider, talking all things Cal Poly athletics. I'm Chris Sylvester, and as we get ready to kick off more sports in this fall season, we've got the soccer teams underway, we've got volleyball underway, about to get football underway, and the Cal Poly Mustangs will open up the 11-game schedule, 6 of them at home against the University of San Diego Saturday at 3 o'clock Pacific time. Under center or out of the shotgun or perhaps multiple formations, you will see QB1. He's also a captain on this year's Cal Poly football team. Sam Huard is our guest. Sam, thanks for taking some time, man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on.
So, named a captain last week, and you won that job coming out of fall camp. Take me through the last 9 months for you, because it was late January, I think, when the news came out that you'd be making the move down to Cal Poly after a couple of years at Washington. Has it been a blur for you? Does it feel like you've been away from that Washington program now for 8 or 9 months and kind of had your focus here?
Yeah, it definitely does seem like a long time ago, playing it at UW and all that stuff. But, I'm definitely blessed to be here. And just, since I got here this past spring, it's just been amazing. It's just been really huge for me, both as a football player, growing as a quarterback, and growing as a person as well, just being in such a great area and, kind of taking a little bit of a leap of faith to come here and to get in the transfer portal and to kind of put myself in a new situation and a new environment. But, just since the minute I got here, just this entire team has just welcomed me with open arms. These guys on the team have pushed me to grow as a leader, as a player, and as a person just every single day. And I'm just super blessed to be able to be here and be a part of this group. But it was definitely a little bit of a roller coaster with that whole decision, to get in the portal and then ultimately making the decision to come to Cal Poly. But like I said, I just decided to take a little bit of a leap of faith, and and I'm really thankful that God has led me down this path to be a part of this Cal Poly team now and to be in San Luis Obispo.
Well, let's go rewind a little bit on your journey, because I want to make sure people kind of have the whole story, right? Because you went to Kennedy Catholic High School up in Washington, and of course that's a big reason you're here. Sheldon Cross, your high school head coach, is now the offensive coordinator of this Cal Poly football program. But in high school, you were a very highly rated recruit. You had basically your handpick of pretty much wherever you wanted to play college football throughout the country. You've got a long family lineage at the University of Washington, with your father, Damon, being a record-setting quarterback there, and of course your uncle Brock right after that. In high school, you make the commitment to Washington. Chris Peterson's the head coach, right? And then Jimmy Lake's there when you get to campus, and he's a defensive-minded guy, and he was only there for a very short amount of time. And then, Kalen DeBoer comes up from Fresno State. He brings Michael Penix with him from the transfer portal. You sit behind him. He winds up coming back for 2023, and that puts you in a position where, with COVID and everything, it's been a long time since you've, consistently played at the quarterback position against guys that don't have the same jersey as you. So, what has this journey been like to get here to Cal Poly after the ups and downs of Washington? Because I'm sure for a long time there you felt like you'd be spending your entire college career in a Husky uniform.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I think, gosh, just kind of going back to everything, I remember even in 8th grade, deciding on high schools which to go to. I was kind of set on a high school, Eastside Catholic, one of the powerhouses in the state of Washington. And we were my family and I were down in Atlanta for the Peach Bowl when UW was playing Alabama in the CFP that year. And my uncle Luke, who was coaching at Georgia State at the time, told me, he was just like, go visit Kennedy Catholic High School. One of my really good buddies, Sheldon Cross, is the new head coach there. I think they're going to get it rolling. Like, just go give it a shot. And I'm like, okay. Just a little kid in 8th grade. I go and visit it. I meet with Coach Cross. I love the school. I love the campus. I love the people there. He told me all about, the air raid offense, and just kind of that mindset of just really wanting to come there and build something special, and kind of be a part of something that's building something really special, and to go, do a lot of great things there, but kind of start, from the ground up, and doing that with a lot of guys, my age who played as freshmen. And so, I ultimately make that decision to go to Kennedy Catholic. It was one of the greatest decisions of my life to go there. And I'm just so thankful for all the relationships, all the adversity we went through there, all the ups and the downs and the challenges, because ultimately, that really taught me, a lot about myself and helped me grow as a person, not just as a football player. And I think, definitely without a doubt, all the great things that my teammates and I were able to accomplish in high school was a huge part of Coach Cross and his belief in us and him pushing us on the field and off the field every single day. And just all he did for me in my time at Kennedy Catholic, meant the world to me. And he's definitely family for sure. And then fast forward to UW, I committed there my sophomore year of high school. It was definitely, my dream to go play for University of Washington my entire life. And the minute I got that opportunity from Coach Peterson, I committed there a day later, I think, and super excited about that. And then the next year, obviously breaking news, he resigned and ended his coaching career at the University of Washington. So I was, a little hesitant about things, a little unsure of things, but I had a good relationship with Coach Slake, and I still trusted him. And ultimately, at the end of the day, kind of close to signing period, there were a couple of schools, that I was kind of deciding between, and maybe thinking about considering going somewhere else and decommitting. By the end of the day, it was my dream. I just really wanted to fulfill that and go to the University of Washington. And being there these past 2 years, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not how I dreamed my entire life of it going and how I expected it to be, but that's life. And I wouldn't trade these past 2 years for nothing, because ultimately everything that kind of happened these past 2 years of learning and having to overcome some adversity and these growing pains and just really learning and figuring out and just continuing to have to consistently put in the work day in and day out, and also have some great people to learn from there, have definitely prepared me, for the season, for being at Cal Poly right now. And I really can just think about it, especially this past season, when Coach DeBoer came in. I still really have a great relationship with him and so many coaches on that staff. And even though I wasn't the guy, they really invested a lot of time in me and helped me and really pushed me to grow. And that obviously that meant the world to me. And then I think also, Mike coming in, obviously he comes in, you're competing, obviously I want to be the guy and I want to go play. And at the same time, just seeing the way he came in and handled everything, coming into a new team across the country and, doing his deal and not just performing on the field, but being such a great leader off the field. And, he's a few years older than me, and I definitely was able to learn a lot from him, not just on the field, but also be able to come to Cal Poly into a new situation, have to, grow with the guys on the team, invest in all those relationships. And it was really great for me to see him be so good at all those things and just the things he does on the field, speak for himself. But, like I said, there's no hard feelings, at all with the University of Washington. I'm thankful for that entire journey, that entire process. And, when I got named captain the other day, I heard from so many of those coaches and guys who I still stay in touch with on the team, just congratulating me and, letting them know how excited they are for me. And just, that definitely means the world for me, because even though, I didn't get to go out there and, do all these things I dreamed of doing there, I still was able to fulfill a lot of dreams and goals I had, run out of that tunnel, throw a touchdown pass there, start a game, contribute to the team and build some amazing relationships. And ultimately, the biggest things I learned is through all those ups and downs is just how much it's helped me grow mentally, spiritually, as a person, and just in my mentality and in my mindset, and just really believing in myself, even when you're not the guy not playing. And I think, towards the end of that second year, it definitely got a little bit tough, like you said, not having that senior year because of COVID in high school, not playing in 2 years. I think when you don't play for that long, you can definitely lose a little bit of that, confidence and that sway that you can play with when you're out there all the time and you're doing what you love. And so, obviously when Mike announced he was coming back, it was a really tough decision for me, because I know that not all things come easy in life and you really have to stay consistent and work. And when you get your opportunity, I wanted to be ready for it. But at the same time, you have to make the best business decision for you at the same time. And, when Coach Cross got the job here at Cal Poly, it was definitely in my mind, just having an opportunity to go play for him. And then ultimately when I decided to enter the portal is because, I really don't trust anyone as much as I trust him to help push me to be the best version of myself I can be. And when I felt, I was not as strong in some areas of my life that I wanted to be at, I made the decision that I wanted to come here, play for him and know that he's going to get the most out of me and be able to just play for someone who I trust so much. And, yeah, a little bit of a long-winded story through all that stuff right there. But, ultimately, like I said, I'm so thankful for everything these past 2 years at UW, and I couldn't be more excited to be a part of this team here at Cal Poly and to be this environment, be with these guys on the team and just continue to grow every single day. And I feel I'm definitely in the position, because of the things I've gone through and overcame, just, to be able to go out there in this season when adversity hits and, things don't go as planned, that, I'm going to continue to put in the work every single day and have that mentality to keep getting after it and keep believing in myself and the guys around me.
QB1 of the Cal Poly Mustangs, Sam Huard, our guest here on the Mustang Insider. Now, you're a Pacific Northwest native from Bellevue, Washington. How much have you enjoyed the sunshine of the Central Coast and kind of living the California life for the first time?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. My first time being away from home, being away from, my family and all that stuff. And I definitely miss them. I miss a ton of people back there, but there's nowhere else in the country I'd want to be than San Luis Obispo. And this place is just unbelievable. Definitely enjoying the weather. You don't have to check the weather app every day. You just know it's going to be nice. And just, it's a QB's dream to play in this type of weather. And it's just been awesome here. Not just the environment and the climate and all that stuff, but just the people here have been so awesome to me. And it's a really close group of guys on the team, and just being able to, spend time with everyone, go to the beach, do team barbecues, watch sporting events, all that stuff with the guys on the team, hanging out, going out together, all that fun stuff. It's just, there's so many amazing things to do here. And, especially some things that I'd grown up, used to going to the beach and all that stuff. And so definitely taking advantage of all those things and just enjoying it, not just on the field, putting in the work, but also enjoying it and making the most of this amazing place here as well.
Mention your dad, Damon, was a terrific quarterback at UW. Went on to play in the NFL for 12 years, won a couple of Super Bowls. What was it like growing up in a household where your dad played at the highest level of football, and how much of an influence has he had on your game to this day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just extremely blessed because so many of the things that, I've gone through so far on my football journey are things that, my dad has gone through as well. And not many times are you able to kind of be in that position. And so I definitely know how blessed I am to have him as my dad in my life. And, he's definitely, my hero for sure. And I look up to him more than anyone, and just, how much he's been able to help me throughout my journey and guide me and give me advice, not getting in the way of anything, but letting me figure it out, but also having my back and supporting me along every step of the way. And, obviously, looking up to him my entire life as well, and all the amazing things he did. And, none of that came easy. I mean, he wasn't drafted out of college. He was, a year out of football after his senior year of college before hence the Miami Dolphins. And just throughout his whole journey, I mean, just talk about overcoming adversity and just continuing to work and just believe in yourself and chase your dreams and just all that stuff. And just being able to really, I feel like these past 2 years kind of going through all the things that I went through at UW, and just, when it wasn't always easy and you're not playing and there's all this stuff going on, and just really being able to hear all the advice that he had for me and just his support. And, from both my parents, and just them believing in me and just helping me to continue going and keep bettering myself and believing in myself every single day. And, I'm just extremely blessed to have the parents that I do, and just to be able to follow his footsteps and, be able to follow the example, that he set for me in his career.
I had a good conversation with your uncle Brock Huard, who's obviously a big college football personality on Fox. Does a lot of color commentary, Pac-12 championship, among some of the other big games that you see on your TV every college football Saturday. He was a great quarterback at Washington, saw some time in the NFL as well. He told me that he almost liked watching you play basketball more than football in high school, because he says your biggest vision is your strength. Like, are you 2010, 2015? Like, what makes your vision your biggest strength, and do you think that's your biggest strength?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was little, basketball growing up was my first love. And I'd say, just so much fun on the court, just getting others the ball and making just those highlight reel passes and, doing all that stuff. I've just always grown up just feeling like I've had, a great feel for everything, and knowing where everyone is on the field or on the court. And, I definitely love basketball, miss playing it for sure. Those are some great times, growing up and all that stuff, and playing in high school as well. But I definitely feel like that has translated and helped me as a quarterback. Because some could even say, nowadays in 2023, playing quarterback is like playing point guard, and it's just our job to distribute the ball, to see the field, to know where everyone's at, and just doing all that stuff. And I think being able to go play in an air raid system in high school, and you're just getting so many reps every single day in practice, seeing all these different things, like you get such a feel for it and such an idea. And I think having played that point guard position as well has also just really benefited me, and being able to just really be confident in my feel and my vision, seeing the field and feeling the game as well. And so I definitely, like I said, I love basketball, and I definitely feel there's a lot of great translations from that sport to football and to playing quarterback.
At what point growing up did you know that you were going to be a Southpaw? Because everybody knows about your background, and the 5-star rating coming out of high school, and your family, and that all that at Washington. But I think there's going to be some Cal Poly fans that haven't watched a lot of film that are going to be surprised when you drop back to throw for the first time Saturday and you're slinging it lefty. Like, where does that come from? And at what age did you to figure out that you were going to throw from that side?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, just as long as I can remember, I've, been throwing it lefty, and it's a little funny because Uncle Brock as well. He's the middle child out of 3 boys. He's left-handed, and then me, I'm middle child with, 2 sisters, one older and one younger, and I'm left-handed as well. So it's been fun, definitely having Uncle Brock as the other lefty in the family, and both play quarterback. And so I think also, growing up, I think it was easy for me to learn from my dad because he really taught me, how to throw a football. And so when he's throwing it right and I'm lefty, it's just kind of like you're mirroring there's a mirror there and you're mirroring him and just trying to throw like how he does it. So, not sure, why I decided to throw with the left hand, but I definitely love being left-handed and it's unique and it's uncommon. There's not a ton of lefty quarterbacks, but I definitely feel like, when things look great out there and you throw a good ball, it definitely looks prettier, left-handed as well.
Everything looks better left-handed. You throw a pitch left-handed, you shoot a jump shot left-handed, you have a golf swing left-handed. Everything looks better left-handed. Do you eat and write left-handed? Do you hold utensils with your left hand?
I do all of it's
Okay, so you're
left-handed.
okay.
Yeah. Yep,
You're
all lefty.
you're a southpaw, true and true. Hey, let's talk about your team real quick here. I know you're really excited about your weapons at the wide receiver, tight end position. Who are some guys that when you got here you didn't know a whole lot about, but through spring and fall camp you're like, wow, I mean, these guys would be my best friends this fall.
Yeah, I think, one of the guys that first comes to mind, I mean, like you said, it's just such a loaded group of guys out there around me, and I'm just incredibly blessed because, obviously, playing quarterback, you have to have amazing players around you. And, I definitely feel confident and trust so many of those guys around me. One of the guys, I definitely felt I built a great relationship this whole summer with was Michael Briscoe, number 10. He's just been unbelievable to me since I got there. He's always texting me, let's go throw, let's go get a workout in, all that stuff. And he's just always one of those guys, like all these guys that are just always putting in extra work and always asking questions, because I think it was definitely a little bit of a different situation, me coming to a new team, but having known the offense and kind of helping teach guys on the team who have been here as well, this new offense that Coach Cross has installed. So just really with all these guys, it's just been awesome to see just how invested all these guys are and, how much we've pushed each other all off season has just been really special. And so I think, definitely Briscoe, Tyrese, Bryson Allen, EB, some Logan, so many guys around me at that wide receiver position. And also at tight end, you have Carlton who just transferred in here from Nevada. I think the first day I got here to slow me and him were throwing together with Reed, my former teammate in high school. We were just all out there together throwing and just building that connection. And you can just feel the excitement from all these guys. And it's a really special group and it's a really close group. And, I'm just super, super fired up and be able to be here with them and just have that group around me and be able to trust all these guys. Like I said, these young guys and then these older guys like Bryson Allen, Dom Thompson, some of these older guys who have been here for a while, just are leaders and have really pushed each other in that group, held each other accountable. And I'm excited where things are at heading into the season for sure.
Now, San Diego is first on the docket. They've got a first-year head coach too, a guy that played in the NFL. He's a defensive-minded head coach, had a lot of success in D2 at the Colorado School of Mines. But outside of that, we don't know a whole lot what to expect. Who's going to show up on Saturday? What are some of the challenges behind not really knowing what's going to be on the other side?
Yeah, I think that's just kind of week one games in general, especially when you're playing a team that's, bringing in a new coach and all that stuff. And, obviously we've been, are we going to study, the mind stuff, Colorado School of Mines, San Diego, just kind of all that stuff, piecing it together. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you just have to be really dialed in on what you're doing. It's almost focused about, all right, here's what, we're good at, here's what we're confident at, we're going to trust it. That whatever we're expecting them to come out in, or if it's something completely unexpected, that we're still going to be able to be confident in what we're doing. And I think all summer, with our defense, every single day facing those guys and just all the different things that those guys do, and just the way they've challenged us all summer, and just us competing both sides of the ball has really pushed us and gave us that confidence that whatever we're seeing on the other side of the ball, that we're confident that we're going to execute what we do best. And I definitely think there's a high level of confidence for that, and just to do our job and to stay focused on that throughout the entire game.
3 o'clock kick time. Cal Poly gets the 2023 season underway against San Diego right here in San Luis Obispo. Sam Huard, he's QB1. Thanks for your time, my friend. Talk to you soon. Best of luck this year.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
All right, lots of fun to chat with Sam Huard. I think Mustang fans are going to love having him as the quarterback here in 2023. As always, stay locked on Cal Poly Athletics YouTube. We are going to try and get as much content up as possible throughout the season, especially as we dig further and further into fall sports. We're going to aim at a women's soccer-centered interview next week, and then the week after, before Cal Poly volleyball opens their home schedule, we'll certainly try and chat with the head coach, Caroline Walters, if not a player on that roster as well. Cal Poly football, it all kicks off this weekend in San Luis Obispo. You've been watching the Mustang Insider. Until next time.
This has been the Mustang Insider Show. The preceding has been a Learfield's presentation on the Cal Poly Sports Network.